danger because he was tangled up in a Josh. So, in an act of bravery, Captain Dan jumped off of the bow of the ship and went to save the Jacob.
We were eating Jacob, remember?
Well, Jacob was in there because
Jacob fell in.
Because Admiral Isaac was offshore because he was getting a little seasick and he thought that's the only way it could have happened.
Josh, tone it down a little.
So anyway, after whoever was saved, who was his name?
Ari.
I was saving Ari.
Saving
No, Ari
Ari.
was the guy
Would anyone
who
like a
was
second?
trapping Jacob.
Please no.
So after Jacob was saved,
No, Josh was trapping Ari.
It's not a trap, so.
after Jacob was
Just
saved
sit down.
by the seaweed
Not
of
moving.
Ari, we pulled him up the shore. Right?
I thought we were out on the open sea.
We were out on the open sea. Did I say shore?
The sea.
Yeah.
I thought I was the one being tangling. I was not.
Was that you?
Yeah.
You turned into Jacob.
I turned into a Jacob.
Jake was finger food.
Yeah.
So now I'm food.
After we pulled, yeah, you're the food now.
Continue the story.
Because it was the second
I'm so
course.
confused.
Alright, second
So
course.
after we
Shut
pulled,
up and we need to explain this, good sir.
after we pulled Jacob up out of the sea, he said, "My good sirs, thank you for saving me." He went and hugged the captain. He thought it was some act of homosexuality. He went along with it, which made this Jacob fellow spill the beans. He said, we know where the secret treasure of Dennis is.
No way.
We know where the secret treasure of Dennis is, but there's only one problem. The twin-headed Austin Peter is guarding it. So, Dan and I were shaking in our boots at the idea of the terrible Austin Peter. We had heard tales of it before. But Isaac, he grabbed a fire extinguisher, threw it into the ocean, looked into our eyes, and he told us the memorable credo. Do you remember the credo, Admiral Isaac?
The credo?
The credo.
No.
What we said, our oath before we landed on that ship. That we would
Nothing
never
is
forget.
true, nothing is good, and everything. What was it?
Everything is true, nothing is fake.
There you go.
That was the credo. Remembering that, we sailed to the northwest east in search of this treasure of Dennis. Dan, would you be so kind as to take it away?
Is Carlos in it yet?
I'm in the middle of chewing.
No.
Sir.
I'll take it away.
Austin, you weren't.
Austin, you weren't there, good sir.
Who
I
cares?
thought he wasn't. I thought he wasn't.
He comes later because he was the twin Isaac Austin Peter. On Saturdays he's the Peter Austin, but it's Sunday so it's the Austin Peter. This happened last week actually. So we traveled through the sea, and there were Aries everywhere. just Aries in the sea.
I thought Ari was the guy who was drowning.
Yeah, he was.
No, Ari was the one drowning him.
Wait, what?
There are millions of Aries in the sea.
changing the story.
Trying to find as many holes in the story.
No,
as
you're trying
possible.
you're trying to find my gaps in the story.
Yes, I
You
am.
can't understand how hard that is on you.
Cannot comprehend. Giggity.
So there are millions of Aries in the sea.
Good sir,
What?
control your sexual innuendos for this.
Oh my. We're trying not to run them over, but they're pretty much jumping in front of the ship, so we had no choice. It was a bloody mess.
I done the engine in purposely right
It
now.
was just a bloody trail of Aries everywhere.
What year was this?
This was last week.
Ari,
In fact, I don't even know how he did it.
Please, go on.
I'm sorry, but I decided to kick the engine into high gear.
He had no remorse for the wild Aries, you know, because he...
Please do.
And I pulled down the horn and it went.
Yes, Captain Dan was running a rally 2 weeks ago about Aries and how they are taking over the planet.
For 72. Just saying.
Hey, yeah.
Okay.
wanted to send Ari to concentration camp, but no, I didn't. I wanted to send Ari to a place to get help for his AD.
Enough with Ari.
But after we escaped into the sea, he repopulated and... That's how the Red Sea got its name, actually. So after traveling through this wild horde of Aries, we ended up going into this giant gold cave. We later find it was Rob Schneider, so we got out of there really quick. But then we got to the other cave, which was the real cave. The cave of the Austin Peter.
Are you sure we didn't go through another one before that? The Chuck Testa cave?
The Chuck Testa cave. Nope! Alright, I think now you remember this story because this is where you come in. What was your first impression when you saw us on the ship?
Well,
He was.
so is it me or we?
It was the Austin Peter. So you were
So-
See, the first thing you have to understand about Austin Peters is that the two heads of the Austin Peter are always
Zoink!
battling each other because they have a natural hatred for each other to become the top controlling head.
Of who's the best at throwing people out to sea?
Yes.
Zoink!
That's what we do to prove superiority. Throwing people out to sea.
So this is why
With a harpoon gun.
you started the hectic battle with us because you wanted to prove once and for all. we would be the tiebreakers.
And so,
Exactly.
I hastily tried to grab Eric, Dan, and Isaac and launch them.
We're not trying to grab Eric.
The ship wasn't the thing.
The ship wasn't.
Oh yeah. You picking me up now? Better have a good pickup line.
Hey,
I get it.
is that our ship?
No, I'm just trying to.
Well, let me see.
Yeah, that's the ship.
Titanic.
That's actually a very
Let me see.
realistic
It's a bubble
photograph.
ship.
Show it to the camera.
Tell what this is.
Let me see.
Oh!
Let me see.
Let me
I'll tell you
see.
what it is. Let me see.
No, we can see
Continue
too.
the story.
Okay, well, Eric's the best guy. So.
Well,
Maybe
I don't know what it
Austin.
is. Maybe I'll continue to start.
Favoritism.
And so,
Favoritism.
No, wait. Admiral Isaac, you remember this part best. Because this is the part we saved our ass.
Please take it away.
Save our-
Please,
yeah,
please,
save our-
Isaac, take
It was a
away.
wild thrashing.
No, let Isaac.
When we saw him.
Yeah, the Austin Peters were coming at us left and right. I think Isaac was the one who saved us that day.
Okay.
I do not
I remember I did
Not much
this.
of anything after the thrashing about.
I know.
Okay.
You were unconscious because
Yeah.
peach mangoes came out of the ground.
Yeah, I picked up Dan and started smacking Austin Peter in the face.
With Dan.
With Dan. And with that,
Why would you
Dan
do
was-
that?
I had to think real fast. And Eric, he didn't want me to pick him up at all. He was very upset.
I was in the corner trapping.
Yes, he
I
was.
thought that was going to be my last moments on us, so that's what I wanted to
Yeah, so while you were,
It was a moment of weakness. No,
Dan was thinking he had a lightsaber, so he kind of jumped at him. And I kind of picked him up and started hitting people, and he had fun with it.
Yeah, I'm a ship.
And yeah, Nathaniel's being
The
Nathaniel.
only thought I had in my head was wrong.
Not that kind of
That and I hope there isn't an iceberg.
I remember in his mind, if I remember right, in his mind,
realized that the iceberg would be trolling immensely.
Look, don't you look at me!
if I remember correctly, as Dan recalled, it was in his mind that he thought he was facing off the Austin Peter. But he was actually unconscious, going to the corner going like this, I am a Sith!
On you know the Blu-ray place?
And we didn't want to have Bob
Yes.
him, because, you know,
Hey, you
he
know
was
where
having
all
fun.
the Blu-ray discs are?
Yes.
Anyway, where's the story going? Anywhere?
We killed Austin Peter. I was hungry. I ate him. It just went downhill from there.
And we looked at him. As it was lost on the ship. He went, the Austin Peter dragged Isaac into the ocean, and somehow he ate them.
Yeah, I was hungry.
It was
In
very
the
salty-
ocean, really? Under the ocean.
It was
you
very,
went.
it was very salty, murky water, and I believe Austin Peter were in heat or something.
Yeah.
In heat?
They were in heat or something, so you know they're kind of distracted. So we finally,
I've been throwing Aries away from
the Irish are all dead.
No, there's too many of us. We're just everywhere.
there was a many good
It's
amount
true.
of
One came up and hit the propeller.
It was
Well,
easy.
man.
It was
That's
easy.
not
on the ship.
The Aries came up to the ship, and all they could hear him say was, "Goodbye," and next called a fish. So I don't know what that's.
Wow!
What kind of ship is this?
It's a good ship though. They're riding Nathaniel. He's just got swimming, but he's getting tired.
And we were just meanwhile, I'm thinking I can't read inside the water.
I was riding a huge Nathaniel.
Now, as
Nathaniel, whoa.
when Nathaniel transformed.
Roll out.
Optimus Prime.
The Optimus Prime.
But now, as dead, inanimate food, I didn't have any feelings on this.
John wasn't really in this story.
Josh was food.
Neither was
I
Dennis.
was seaweed, but then I was
I
food.
apparently disappeared in this mission.
What happened to Jacob, Josh, and Dennis?
Remember?
Everybody
ate you.
Finger food.
Yeah, we ate you quickly.
No, that was Josh.
No, he was partially eating my.
We ate both of you. No, we ate you, then we had him
I
as
was
a
dragged out of the water. And then
And
got
dessert was
blood.
How do you think we got the finger food in the first place?
What about Carlos? Carlos was the chocolate cake, right?
I wasn't even in the story.
the story, the chocolate
I
cake.
wasn't even in the story. You guys didn't mention me at all.
The chocolate cake. Carlos was the chocolate cake.
Chocolate cake, man. Oh, okay. I didn't even know that. That's cool.
You were
That's cool. That's
You
cool.
were great. You were a 20-foot chocolate cake.
That's cool. That's cool.
You were like a lot of fudge.
That's cool. That's cool.
You were like stacked on
Yes,
top
no,
of
to
each
the
other.
finger. Oh yeah, yeah.
Fudge on top.
Ooey gooey everywhere.
It was pure chocolate.
Ooey gooey up the stairs. Just
You killed me. Okay. I get it. You killed me.
you were already dead before you came on here. No, you were living inside. You were living inside all of us.
712.
Ew.
You, after we ate you.
Just ew.
So we
Thank
got.
We would have died if we didn't eat you.
Yes, we had to.
Ew.
So the conclusion of our epic journey. The conclusion of our epic journey. We finally get to the riverbank inside this cave. It wasn't Rob Schneider. We made sure of that because he didn't tell some.
It wasn't the Chuck Tessa cave.
No.
Didn't even go. Didn't even mention it.
So like, no.
Stop it.
It wasn't the bat cave.
We were walking through. It was all murky and foggy, as I remember.
Was it the bat cave?
It was not the bat cave. Well, actually, there were bats in there, and it was a cave, but it wasn't a bat cave.
Ah.
I know it was a bat cave because we were stepping in a really good amount of water. It was just a mess.
By that you mean you were dragging my unconscious body.
Ew.
I thought Dan died.
Dan was unconscious.
Alright, this story doesn't make sense. I give up.
No, Dan was unconscious. We were dragging him.
We're still trying to figure out what is happening in the story.
Monster.
So
I had some fry a while ago.
So when we finally reached the end of the cave, we came across a wild Carlos. This guy.
So I'm not a cake now?
You were a mutation of a cake.
Okay, cool.
Okay, but you weren't the same cake. You weren't the same cake.
If
Oh,
people are getting
go.
picked up, they might miss the cake. We wait too much.
What time is cake?
It's already out.
Cake is not a time.
Carlos.
I think we should have
Ever since that one incident with the Carlos cake, I don't want to go back.
8 o'clock.
Cannibals.
Yeah, but yeah,
Yes.
We had to eat.
We could tell you were a fierce mofo.
Yeah.
Because you had 2 candles on you. Usually, if they're not that bad, they have 1 candle, but you had 2.
2.5.
Okay?
Yeah, two.
And I think I saw a third on his back.
already coming in.
Where were you? That was that's unconfirmed.
He was in the
I'm the treasure chest and I'm behind him.
You're the treasure, yes.
So I'm behind him, he's guarding it, and I see.
And this-
You say my precious.
This is when Dan came back from the unconscious realm. And he still thought he was a Sith. So he struck his hand outside of the scene and went all the way to New Orleans.
You know what?
He stretched his hand all the way to New Orleans, pulled George Lucas, and told him to unzip his pants and give him his lightsaber. It was a blue lightsaber.
I did not want it to go out like that.
No, he didn't want it. Nope.
I did not. I did not.
He was wearing boxers at the time, so nothing but his lightsaber came out. He reached in, he pulled out the lightsaber. It was easy to do that.
Oh my god.
And once Dan wielded the lightsaber,
What? There's something to my body. Ow.
he jumped over to Carlos and tried to stab him, but Carlos didn't. Which would have been the end. Alternate ending.
We're just wearing
The bonus
Dan
track just got.
Dan screamed.
We didn't. Lauren or Kobe suddenly appears and is like,
What's
what's going on?
Kobe?
Then Carlos eats her, which is
And then the shit falls
not a
on
pleasant
Carlos.
but
Oh, let's watch you guess my
Where did
name.
shit?
We didn't know.
We need to figure out where did shitting fit in all this.
She was in the corner just over there. Just
floating in the ocean just on the side. I have a question.
So she was the person who was
like,
we
need to make this a video.
Yeah, she was a bully.
Like an actual movie about
There was
this.
one thing in this whole that Carlos the Cake did not understand. Dan was secretly a Ninjago. He was the blue-white one. He was spinning crazy, and Carlos blew up into a million pieces of cake. Yes, and that's
and I said,
on a side note. That's how we got our cake today. We're gonna be eating part of Carlos.
oh yeah,
That's fantastic.
His face, oh my god.
Cannibals.
Carlos is going to eat himself.
Cannibals eating your own species. Since we're not cake, we're not cannibals.
But I'm not cake either, am I?
And Carlos, I just realized you're going to be eating yourself.
Yeah, good.
Your chocolate cake.
I'm an emo, so whatever. It happens.
What?
What is that? What's that?
Show it to Eric. Show it to Eric.
It's a mouth.
That's
That's a tongue.
I didn't ask you.
That's what Carlos
I didn't ask you. I didn't ask you.
chew.
It's not a tongue. There's no teeth here.
It's chew.
It's fish.
It's no.
What's it doing? Up, down. What's it doing?
Chew.
Lick.
There you go.
And the amazing conclusion of the story.
The conclusion.
Batman. Monocle ready?
Monocle ready.
Ready your monocles.
Should have brought my monocle. Come on.
Monocle gang. Ready.
I can't see
Monocle.
where's your monocle, good
Get
sir?
it closed out of it, okay?
Why do I need a monocle?
Because this is where it gets very gentlemanly.
Oh yes.
This is where
What
everything,
do you do, Nathaniel? It's not
all the
monocle.
tongues
Bits
come,
make your imagination real.
all the ties come together in the end, all the loose ends. So we walked through the guts of Carlos the Cake. And in front of us
It's very smelly.
was a very shiny gold Dennis the treasure
There's
chest.
no winning in this game. There's no winning in that game. It's just you get coins.
Isaac
This better not be going
and I
on YouTube or Facebook.
It won't.
bowed down
Unless you want to.
as Dan the captain came and went and opened the treasure chest.
I won't.
He
He
pulled
suggested it.
He pulled Austin, shut up! He pulled his cane and top out, and he strolled over to the treasure
Jake,
chest.
you want to write a question?
When he went to open it,
That's giving up.
what he found inside
What?
That's too obvious.
was a
It's
piece
not
of paper.
Superman though.
He opened this piece of paper, and on it he said, "Congratulations, you found the national treasure." But the problem was, we opened the treasure chest, and that was all that was inside.
One was first, I guess.
The treasure chest was shiny gold. Take the treasure chest.
But what happened? We tried to do that.
It
We
was made
realized
of pyrite.
it was made of pyrite. And then we heard a Transformers noise, and then it turned into Dennis, who quickly ran away into the ocean. We lost him. But the piece of paper
He ran
remained.
away into the ocean.
He ran away into the ocean.
I'm also a pirate.
Of the Caribbean.
You're a pirate. Monocle on one, helicopter on the other.
Here's-
I'm a pirate.
Schnally. Schnally.
Hang up with your word, Carlos.
Admiral Isaac, Captain Dan, you're gonna love this part right here. Admiral Isaac and Captain Dan
Hey there.
decided that this was an entire waste of time, jumped onto Nathaniel, and rode away,
It's gonna be a little
screaming,
long.
"Ha ha, sucker!"
What?
leaving me there.
And over.
I'm done with my
And
word.
that is why you are a cold-hearted
There
bastard.
you go.
So I took the piece of paper,
I was just trying to find
And I put it on the wall.
It's gonna be obvious.
and then what opened in front of me
Right?
was a solid gold
Yeah,
Camry
is that okay?
Ferrari submarine pilot
Okay, cool.
operational airship.
That's
Golden turd?
That is
Hey,
gentlemanly.
Dan, when's the
That was
package
behind
done?
me.
Dan,
That is quite
when's the
gentlemanly.
package?
Armageddon out of here.
So as they rode away on their
80,
crusty old
10,
Nathaniel, I flew away on my submarine airplane jumbo jet.
So you left your
submarine.
friends behind, huh?
They left me behind.
There's an
I
airship.
had found the national treasure.
I have a question.
No.
Okay,
Did you
back.
say a catchphrase?
I said,
Cat scratch.
No,
I don't remember what I said. I was freaking out at that. I was like, I can't believe that actually worked. I just put the piece of paper on the wall, and then a giant Ferrari Camry submarine airship just came out of nowhere. I jumped inside there.
And I said bye.
And it didn't work.
I
It was out
started,
of batteries.
I started crying because freaking Dennis took the keys.
All too late.
And when I went to chase him down, he said he left them in his other pants. And I looked down and I realized he never even wore them. So I don't know what happened to them. And I had to leave the freaking submarine Ferrari airship there. And Dennis had to swim me home.
That's awkward.
But we all gathered on the shore later that day.
For a giant fuck you.
No!
Fuck you.
Because
Exchange.
I'm gonna hate myself for this. When he had reached shore, Dan had taken an arrow to the knee.
Oh my god.
We all hate
So he laid there dead.
Who shot the
Nathaniel the boat, Josh the seaweed, I thought it was Ari's, the Austin Peter,
Batman would have been a better one for that.
Fat Isaac,
Get your mother.
Carlos the King, because you ate the Austin Peter. Dead Carlos, the hors d'oeuvres of Jacob that were the remains, Dennis the treasure, and
I was
Peter,
gonna do
wherever you
Batman.
were.
Austin Peter.
You were the Austin, yeah, the Austin Peter, and I all went over to him and we mourned. We each said our own morals. We all learned from something from this story.
Well, Bethany.
What did you learn?
I learned that you guys are bitches for killing me.
What did you learn, Ari?
I learned that no matter how everywhere I am, Dan will always find me and kill me.
What did you learn from that experience?
I learned that you guys will eat me. Thanks, guys.
Peter? Well, Austin Peter.
He's first.
Talk in unison.
I learned today.
I learned
where our
today.
cake is coming from. How do you make a Mountain Dew cake? But I guess that question was answered.
I already knew that, so ha!
I learned
You're dead.
I should stop wearing pants. You were never wearing
Start wearing pants, actually.
No.
Look, they ruined the fun.
Nathaniel the boat.
I learned you should be a fucking author.
If you can get this, I will be shocked.
They ruined
The
fun.
Josh.
I'm not gonna get
learned-
it then.
Not get eaten.
Swash. Swoosh.
I learned that I need to eat
They ruined the fun.
and not get eaten also.
You didn't get eaten.
What did you learn?
But Isaac.
What did I learn? What did you learn from this experience?
I learned we could have been friends if you didn't kill me.
How have we got eight
I learned that anything can be accomplished when you just eat everything.
Wait, I think I
Honestly, everything in the story has been eaten. Hey,
No, hold on. I respawned like a sir. That's why I'm here today. And said, I should really wear better fucking knee armor. Who's the bastard who's paying?
I was gonna say we all started
That's my
crying
gift.
and you got revived like in the Pokemon movie, but if you want to do that, fine. Fine, go be you.
Ash Ketchum was there.
The moral of the
Story
story,
is let them eat
the
cake.
great moral of the story.
Who said that?
Don't eat shrooms.
Marion's on that.
Whatever, just don't eat shrooms, and you'll never think of anything like
This is what actually happened.
LSD will kill you.
Eric, Isaac, and Dan all ate shrooms. And Nathaniel all ate shrooms.
No, I did not.
We all ate shrooms. And they were all just like,
fucking one up. That's what I did.
and they all just like were like in a field and they just stared up in the sky like.
What happened?
Carlos stayed up for 4 days straight, and the euphoria
How
all
can I
swollen.
bring that
Never eat Pop Tarts.
I'm tripping out, man.
While we were thinking this,
Then he gave it someone else in the moment.
4 days.
in reality, Dennis was streaking. Nathaniel was hobbling everybody on his back for some strange reason because he thought it would be a theme of good luck.
He's a hermit.
Austin and Peter were like doing each other. Isaac
I knew it'd come to that.
Isaac was holding a paper thing to his eye. He was like, "I am a captain." Yeah. Carlos was knee deep in cake, so we thought he was a cake. At the time, we were looking through a kaleidoscope. We saw like 7,000 of ours, so we thought he was freaking everything.
There, I said it.
Jacob was on the ground screaming.
They
we
were
actually
doing each
eating
other.
him.
Yeah, they were doing each other. Wait, what about Jacob?
Jacob was on the ground. We were actually eating him at the time.
Now this is good table talk.
Dan had taken his dog, jumped up on the table, and started rowing. Right? He was the whole part of this. He was rowing. And he was like, "Come on, my mateys. We are going to find the treasure." And that's how it all began.
What was Dennis doing?
Dennis was streaking. He was out in the yard.
Painted himself.
What did I do?
He wasn't even eating shrooms either. It's just typical Dennis.
What the hell was I doing then?
You! Yeah, you were with us. You were eating shrooms with us too, but you were somehow on the ceiling.
What the hell? I was not stealing. I was just
Or so we thought you were on the ceiling. You're like,
If you actually give a
Angel.
what does he have?
Wings.
Wings.
Start the time.